Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea, continuing a short series on trust, something that comes into play when you're looking to date and marry a woman possibly from the other side of the world. Why should my Filipina girlfriend trust me? What if the Filipina asks me questions to gauge if she can trust me? It's a good thing. I might say something like, well, did I do something wrong? Have I given you a reason to think I might be unreliable or not telling you the truth? I would likely feel a little disrespected, possibly, and so would she if the tables were turned in a very long distance relationship. I think there almost has to be more trust, maybe just a little bit more taking of a chance because of the distance, which means you're not going to be together. But having said that, I can see the point of someone saying that in a very long distance relationship, you have to be more suspicious or at least cautious to, maybe try to make sure that you don't lock yourself out of getting married by never trusting because of the high degree of difficulty of getting things verified. Please leave a comment if you kind of feel what I'm saying here. Because a lot of people say you just can't trust somebody that far away. You don't know them, you can't meet them, shouldn't trust them. Well, if that were the case, I would still be single. I don't like the sound of that. Some foreign men don't trust Filipinas because of all the bad things they have read. She is just after my money. They hear that one a lot. She just wants a visa. She just will become Americanized if she comes to America or Westernized, and Filipinas kind of have their own trust issues. They might say, well, I've read and heard, maybe even relatives, that these Western men like to beat their wives. Yeah, beat, like to control them. They just play games. They're never serious. I never tried to prove to my wife that she could trust me. What I did do was open up about my past. Always have to sneeze when I do a video for some reason. I talked about my past. So I was open, took the initiative to do that. She was still more reserved because, as I've found out after 7 years of marriage, that's just her. And I talked about the type of leader I wanted to be should we get married, and why and how that would work. I believe we both had to trust each other, to be reliable, to be safe with each other, till or unless there was reason not to. If my now wife had said 7 years ago, I don't trust you yet, I don't think I would have been offended. I was, after all, 9,800 flight miles, 4 flights away from her. And it seems longer than that when you actually have to do that. I had not met her in person, had not met her family or her friends. I trust that my wife trusted me enough, all things considered, and was willing to marry me after 18 days when I proposed to her. Maybe she perceived that I was transparent and honest. That would help. How would she get that impression? Well, by me not shying away from answering any question about me, no matter how personal it might be. And I think when you're looking for a wife, that's just something you have to open yourself up to. If she asks me about my sexual past or my lifestyle habits, financial situation, anything at all, and I waffle or hesitate, maybe I'm trying to hide something, she might think, or not willing to talk about it yet. I proposed on day 18. We got married on day 54. Then had about 8 months, to continue our relationship online while we waited out a spousal visa. But when we got married, she had to have a certain level of trust. I wouldn't have wanted her to marry me and said, well, I really don't trust you, but I hope it works out. We'll see. She had to have a certain level of trust. And me too, obviously. It does help if she doesn't have to pry answers out of the Westerner, and if you give her enough details to show her that you have spent plenty of time being aware of your past actions and the results and are now comfortable sharing them with her. Marriage, after all, is the bearing of two bodies and souls. So might as well get used to talking about your life in detail in order to gain the trust of your potential love beyond the sea.